You're watching Tennessee Titans today. I am Tom Downey, the host today. We are 110 subscribers away from 5,000. The NFL trade deadline is here. We're going to talk trades. I have a special deal for you guys. If we get 110 new subscribers on this video, guarantee there are 100 people watching right now who are not subscribed to, love the Titans, want free videos. I will do a beer bong on our next Titans video that I am the host of. That's the deal. 110. That is it. So if you want to see it happen, hit the big red button. Subscribe right now. Hell, maybe tell a friend or two. But that is only available for this video. So if we get it a week from now, doesn't count. Has to come on today's video. Hit that big red button or black and white if you're on the new version and subscribe right now. All right, we're talking trades here. A lot of interesting stuff going on around Tennessee. Different outlets, Sports Illustrated, USA Today, have floated some ideas out there for Tennessee. So I figured we'd run through 10 of them. Yeah, loaded show, right? Elijah Moore is first up, the Jets receiver. And there are a lot of receivers on this list, which makes sense as far as I'm concerned. You got Robert Woods, who you're leaning heavily on right now as your number one receiver. Treylon Burks, Kyle Phillips, and Racey McMath are all on IR. That's a huge problem right now for this team because you are relying on Cody Hollister and Nick Westbrook-Akina and Chris Conley, multiple tight end packages. It's just not great. So you should be in the market for wide receiver help and give yourself some chance to run some more 11 personnel packages. Elijah Moore requested a trade from the Jets. Now, Jets say they're not going to trade him, but you can at least call. Now, it might cost you a second-round pick because the Jets have a inflated sense of trade value thanks to the Jamal Adams deal, and that's just how Joe Douglas likes to run his teams anyway. But you can at least call the Jets about Elijah Moore. I think it's a long shot, though. What I want you guys right now is to head down to the comment section and name a player you want to trade for. Could be a receiver, an offensive lineman, could be a big name or a more obtainable name. Let me know in the comments. This one's not that obtainable, but you should call too. DJ Moore, the wide receiver of the Carolina Panthers. I don't think Carolina is going to be big sellers like of this level of player. The Brian Burnses, the J.C. Orns, the DJ Moores. I'm not going to get my hopes up there. Couple reasons. He's young. DJ Moore's 25 years old. He's a 3-time 1,000-yard receiver already in his NFL career. Carolina just paid him. He'd be super cheap this year, less than $1 million the rest of the way for your franchise. So I would love to add DJ Moore for all the reasons I just said. It's also why Carolina, I don't think is going to trade him. Now, if they get blown away by an offer, we're talking, I think, significantly more than the A.J. Brown trade, and you know how that turned out for Tennessee. They're not going to give him away. So, worth mentioning, worth calling. I would be shocked if he got dealt. Do you think the Titans will make a trade before the trade deadline? Y for yes, N for no. This is the pinned comment on today's video, so if the ad break happens to come here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Another receiver, Chase Claypool on the list, the Steelers receiver who they, I think, are open to listening to offers. Report out of Pittsburgh came down and said the Steelers want a Christian McCaffrey-esque package for Chase Claypool. I think that's ludicrous. Chase Claypool's a fine football player. There ain't no way I'm moving a 2, a 3, and a 4, and a future 5 for this level of production. I ain't moving 3 premium draft assets for a guy that is probably not going to be a number 1 receiver in the NFL, but could be a nice number 2. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I think, honestly, skill set-wise, might have a bit of an overlap with how you should be using Treylon Burks short-term, long-term. So if the price is more feasible, we're talking, early day 3, late day 2, different conversation. The most affordable and I think the most readily available receiver on this list, these are all from USA Today, by the way, KJ Hamler, the Denver Broncos receiver. By the way, I'd also call about Jerry Jeudy. I know some teams have. KJ Hamler, undersized, speedy receiver, a different skill set, especially with Kyle Phillips on IR, than what you have right now on your roster. Not the most productive either. I think the injury really hurt him, and that does still happen. As far as medical science has come, it's not all the way there right now. But I think Hamler is the most obtainable of this group. So pick a wide receiver for me. Who do you want? You don't even have to be full realistic. Just who do you want? You can factor in the value and the cost too, but just be honest with me. EM for Elijah Moore, DJ for DJ Moore, KJ for KJ Hamler, or CC for Chase Claypool. Now this one is from Sports Illustrated. That's Kareem Hunt, the Browns running back. And the argument pitched by Connor Orr consisted of, hey, you want to be able to give Derrick Henry some more breathers. You know, you want to have a capable check down option for Ryan Tannehill, another big body in the backfield to grind down opponents. And I understand that, but I also go, should you though? I think Nichal Hilliard's been fine. You spent a 4th-round pick on Hassan Haskins. And I'm not trying to upgrade RB2 when my wide receiver 3 is Chris Conley / Cody Hall. Like, that's not – I don't think that's the right use of your assets. Like, sure, it'd be fun to get Kareem up, but you probably got to give him a 4th-round pick for him. I ain't doing that. I don't think that fits what Tennessee needs. Now, if you can get him for a 5th or a 6th, different conversation. But I think the 4th is the minimum there. So I don't want to invest all of my money or all of my capital, my wad, if you will. I don't want to blow my wad on a running back right now for Tennessee. Now, we will keep you covered with everything going on around the Titans. The trade deadline is days away. It's way too early in the calendar, by the way. So if you want to stay in the know in the season and in the offseason, we don't go away once the season's over. We're not that type of company. Hit that subscribe button right now. It is free here at Titans Today. Andre Dillard next up. Now it's the offensive line portion, which is smart. The O-line, and this was my big fear for Tennessee entering the year, and I would not say it's been great so far this year, and I think most Titans fans, even the ones with rose-colored glasses who are drunk on the Kool-Aid, would agree that the offensive line hasn't been that great so far this year. Nichal Petit-Frere has been up and down. Ben Jones continues to be a gutsy football player. Nate Davis remains great when healthy. Aaron Brewer has been Dennis Daley's not good. He's just not, I'm sorry. I would love to find someone on that left side of the line, since I think you're just going to let Nichal Petit-Frere try to ride this out. The run blocking's been okay. The pass blocking is not very good. So we'll come back to Andre Dillard in a moment, but what do you think is the biggest Titans need right now? Is it offensive line, wide receiver, maybe corner? Whatever it is, drop it for me in the comment section. Now, as for Andre Dillard, this is someone who is the opposite of what Tennessee has on their roster. Think about it this way. If you were being objective and you went, what's the best skill set for NPF? Probably go run blocking. Aaron Brewer, run blocking. Ben Jones, probably pretty well rounded. Same with Nate Davis. Dennis Daley, bad at both, but probably still run blocking. Andre Dillard's at his best as a pass blocker. That was what he was in college. It's what he's been in Philadelphia. He could be your plug-and-play starter at left tackle, and so could Isaiah Wynn. Now, Wynn's been a lot more up and down this year with inconsistency than what he's been in the past. He has not been great from that standpoint. There have been some flaws. He had a couple rough games this year. I think going to the right side has not been a good thing for him. He's kind of in the Bill Belichick, Matt Patricia, Joe Judge combo doghouse. So that's a factor there. There have been some penalties, but, you know, Nichal Petit-Frere's had penalties too so far this year. But Wynn is intriguing from that standpoint. Now, Taylor Motton was also on this list from USA Today, and he's a right tackle. So he's an upgrade over MPF. Motton's a really good player, probably the best one on this list, quite honestly, despite not having his best year so far. But I don't know if NPF is who I want to upgrade. I kind of want to upgrade Dennis Daley first and see if Nichal Petit-Frere can continue to grow and improve as a young offensive lineman. Chris Reed is next up here, the Vikings offensive lineman who he's a guard. I think you can plug him in at left guard over Aaron Brewer. I'm unconvinced he's a massive upgrade. He has not played this year, but, you know, there's not a lot of great offensive linemen available. So I don't mind that as like a deeper inclusion, if only for some depth. I wouldn't mind at least getting some more depth with all the injuries up front for the Titans O-line. So of the four, pick one. AD for Andre Dillard, IW for Isaiah Wynn, TM for Taylor Motton, or Moten, I can never remember which one it is, and CR for Chris Reed. Finally, there is Bradley Chubb, the Broncos edge rusher. I was kind of surprised he was included. It's fun, though, right? I mean, you've been hit hard really across the board by injuries, but you had a player of Bradley Chubb's caliber who I think right now might be the obtainable gem of the trade deadline. He's a good football player, right? 5.5 sacks this year. He's had good years in the past, but he's also battled injuries. As part of that, you can see about 10 games per year. So the injury stuff I know is a concern. But Chubb is playing well in the last year of his deal. Denver has young edges, and they paid Randy Gregory. So that's kind of outside looking in for Bradley Chubb. Tennessee, meanwhile, they're going to have some fun four-man fronts on passing downs with Bud Dupree, Danico Autry, Jeffrey Simmons, and Rashad Weaver. But who here trusts Bud Dupree to be healthy? I don't. If you could get Chubb for a reasonable draft pick, I would do it, but I think there's going to be a bidding war. I think it's one of those, hey, Denver, what do you want for him? Oh, you already got that offer. Yeah, sorry, we can't do that. It's a fun idea. It's kind of an all-in style trade that Tennessee does not do. So, fun name. Not going to get my hopes up, though.